Elon Musk has a new Kekius Maximus coin. And friends, perhaps this coin will be pumped for the whole 2025th year, as it once was in the DOGE coin. Then it was Shiba Inu, and now Elon Musk has started hyperactively shilling the Kekius Maximus coin. Something happened that never happened. He renamed his Twitter account the name of the coin, which gave a net increase of more than 5,500 X's. By the way, in the public you gave this coin, and your people also took it. They described it to me in gratitude on the 1st of January. Well, let's take it in order. There are a lot of interesting things really. And artificial intelligence, and Elon Musk. The first mentioned tweet was on December 10th, and on December 14th at 5:43 in the morning Moscow time, the Kekius Maximum coin was created. Interestingly, on December 14th, Elon Musk lost the primacy in the ranking of the richest people on the planet according to Forbes, losing to President Louis Vuitton, his family. Perhaps he decided to feed the unworthy billions of dollars faster in this way. What do you think? Write in the comments. If so, then this is interesting, since coins usually pump the production, and then inevitably we see a peak and a gradual fading. And so it always is, from cycle to cycle. If this is the case, then of course this is fine, since most analysts are inclined to believe that the peak of the bull will fall in the summer-autumn of 2025th year, and we will still see a correction for this coin in the near future, and then most likely an avalanche growth. But let's go back to the chronology and behind the scenes of what is happening. At the start during this post, the picture in which, by the way, was made with the help of artificial intelligence coffin, and this and which is embedded in Twitter, respectively, also belongs to Elon Musk. And I think this move is partly necessary to attract and popularize Grok. By the way, there is a coin that the player associates with I. We also talked about it, and if you are interested, I will leave the address of the contract of this coin in the Telegram. You can see how it behaves. At the time of the first post from Elon Musk, we monitored deploys with similar coin names. And the first 3 coins turned out to be Ragas. Admins brought out liquidity, but 4 days later a coin appeared that attracted our attention. And thanks to the customized volume indicator in our group of private insider trading, we found a coin with a capitalization of only $81,000, which in fact is the very beginning of the life of coins. For such as a serious project, it is from this point that 5,500 X's. And this avalanche growth 16 days later was provoked by the fact that Elon Musk renamed himself on Twitter in the name of the Kekius Maximus coin. Now it is difficult to predict further growth, since any growth is subject to corrections, and most likely it will take place now. Let's still figure it out further. We conduct and teach you to conduct a deeper analysis, and we will share a little. The first thing we noticed was who and how they used, that is, advertised this coin, and which smart wallets bought it at the start. Having checked through the stake, she is a lizard. We saw that the early stakes were given at a capitalization of 50 dashes, 250,000, and among all those who called her. We saw the list that we give at our training. Among them, the same 10 coins with early mention are always observed in priority among these guys. Definitely worth watching them in the future if you are interested in this topic. But the most interesting thing is checking for smart wallets. In our private in several sections, we publish information from a paid CryptoTac resource, which allows you to get information in the right blockchain, which successful wallets go into which coins at the start. And Kekios got into the top 100 on December 14th. Thus, all this together allows us to make a primary conclusion about the potential interest of the coin, even before the whole world started talking about it. As I said earlier, from the first mention in Privatka, there are already more than 5,500 bucks. That is, when the whole world started talking, it was already missed 5,500 bucks. Now, of course, it's not worth expecting an avalanche-like growth, and it may be from a correction, but now it's better to wait and watch. But if we want to catch coins at this stage of the market, and this, by the way, can be done very often, in fact, in the crypt, such coins appears to be probably once a week for 1,000+ X, where you can analyze and go to the start. When it will unfold into its most active scaling phase, that's another question. There is already a need for a different view and a different approach. But finding it at the start is actually one of the easiest tasks. Indicators, analyzers are set up. There are a lot of resources that allow you to analyze in order to understand who buys, how he buys, which social networks, and so on. In fact, if you are interested in all this, it is very important to learn how to use all the necessary tools. To understand how the moment of appearance of the coin occurs, where the initial mention usually appears, and who of those who mention has a very good wine raid, and why follow up in the future to get the necessary visibility. And only then develop some, which will allow you to track coins, understand approximately how much you need to wait, and on what one or another growth potential of the coin may depend. It is also important to understand that such runners generate a whole narrative. Literally in the next few hours, a lot of coins appear, which immediately fly to the X's. And we can fly into them and make some 2, 3, 10, 15 X's. Because this narrative will live for another day, 2, 3, because the money is essentially flowing into a new local growth cycle. Actually, that's why the market cycles are so pronounced in the SOFA, and there is no bear in principle here. There is always a local bull. It all depends on where the focus of attention is from the entire DeFi community. And DeFi is the base in the crypt, it's the foundation. And there has always been, is and will be money. Therefore, if you are interested in the story about the X's in the crypt, you definitely need to understand the world of DeFi.